Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and tonight's wild camp is going to be a cold one. Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, where you get brews, reviews, but best of all, views. So the forecast for tonight is 0 degrees. So it's the first proper 0 degrees measured. You know, there's always wind chill on top of that as well. And at the moment it's quite windy. You just see some blue skies over there in the background. But we're going up a low fell. I don't even think it's got a name. It's on the map. It says Watches. And it's just down from Ulloch. I don't know, I've been round it, been close to it. I know there's some level places. Whether it's any good for camping, I'm not sure. But this is quite a low hill. Probably not well known either. So I'm not expecting anyone, to be honest. But there it is. It's just there. It's got good little views of the coast. Out over, just see Bass Lake there, looking very choppy. So the wind at the moment is gusting at about 30 mile an hour, and it's forecast to calm down overnight, but not until about 11-12 o'clock. And I'll be flat out by then, hopefully. But last week's camp was a real sort of test for the wind and what the solo can do. I don't know if I put it across in the video that much, but yeah, it was a real choppy night. I didn't really get much sleep, although. So this one is more of a winter cold test. Yeah, I've got this jacket on. Normally quite warm in this jacket when I'm walking, but I can still feel a sort of biting cold. So I've got an extra mat there to go with my thermarest, and just to sort of see what it's like. So I'm going to test it out without the thermarest, see what it's like, and test it. I mean, the Z rating on that mat there is probably only about 1.5 to 2. And obviously you've got the thermarest as well. So you sort of, I don't know how the R ratings work, whether it doubles up or not, I'm not sure. But let's say I've got an R rating of 6. And hopefully that'll keep us warm. But that new sleeping bag I've got last week, I'm not sure if it was cold during the night, but I certainly wasn't cold. So tonight, again, I think we're probably about 5 degrees at the moment. It's only 5 o'clock. It is forecast to drop down to 0, and that's on ground level down there in the valley. So hopefully, hopefully we get, hopefully I keep warm. It's quite funny. I think this is the first sort of inkling of winter, you know, proper cold wind. The wind last week was coming up from the south. It was okay. I mean, I was up high. We'll be able to see Lord's Seat, I think, just over there. Lord's Seat, where I was at last week. Yeah, it was cold up there, but it's colder now here during the day. I mean, the forecast is to clear a bit, but there's been some weird winds and hurricanes over in Hawaii. Florida, and always leads to some sort of weird weather where we're at. That's Binsey just over there. Another one when I camped with my Southern Cross 1. I got fairly sheltered, but it was fairly windy, but I'm going to have to take that back out again. I think I'm getting too used to taking this tent out because it's so good. But the good thing about that tent is it pitches in half the time, so I might have to try that sometime as well. I definitely have to get it out soon before the winter hits. The trouble is now every video I've done, it's been this windy test of my Sula. I think we know now that the Solo works in wind, so we need to different ideas what to do when look at this for a dodgy style. Right, so it just drops off into nothing. That leans off, I don't know if you can see it, but that kind of leans down into there. So if that's wet, you got no chance with that one. As you can see, it just drops off into nothing. I think most people will take the option of opening that. I certainly will if it's wet tomorrow morning. But you can tell this path here is hardly walked, whether it's an old mining path into the valley here. If you look up to the left, you can see where I first tried my Hilleberg skidder. The summit's just there, and I was just off to the left there, 90 foot down from the summit. Certainly wouldn't want to be up there today. Oh, it's surprising what some gloves can do. These are some waterproof, a bit like sealskin gloves, I think, but really good at stopping the wind. Right, so I've had a backup plan down there, right by that river that I was by. Seen a little level bit right next to the river, no wind at all. And I'm thinking if I can't get anything decent up here, I'm going to back off down there and have a nice relaxing camp. Maybe I deserve one now and again. I know everyone wants to see camps that are horrendous winds and everything, but sometimes it's nice to have just a nice relaxing level camp with a river running next to you. Saying that, if we do have some heavy rain overnight, I might panic about how much rain's going to come down and over that bit, because there's all this valley up here runs into that river. I imagine it could rise pretty quickly. But over here it's quite windy. Basically taking a direct route now up. There's another path that goes off and round, but I want to be up on these bits here. There's a few rocks and everything. Looking on the maps, and for what I know, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of camping place, some bit of level ground that's got a little bit of shade from the wind, but we've still got that backup plan. I always say when I go out, always have a backup plan. I mean, your third backup plan is getting back in the car and going home. That's why I started just with taking a lamp, and I thought, no, I could probably do it with a head torch. You know, you've got your phone light, got my light on my GPS, I've got a light as my lantern, but then there's nothing more useful than a head torch. it's always where you're looking. And if you're looking around for stuff, you want the horizon to be lit and everything. So I've got my big head torch with me today. My other head torch was flat battery, so I brought the, I wouldn't say it's a behemoth because it's quite lightweight, but the Petzl Now RL, if anyone knows what that is. I've got the old Petzl Now. I think it was the second one made. So I'm going to do a comparison video with that. Okay, I'm just going to take a look around on these rocks and see if I can find somewhere that's level. To be fair, there's a better view down in the little valley because this is all hidden than there is up here. But I'll go on the top now and have a look and see what it's like. Well, the wind's dropped in this part, but I think it's purely because of these rocks. So I'm going to get up over the top and have a little look, see what it's like. Right, as soon as you come up over the top here, we're getting winds similar to what I had up on Lord's Seat, and I'm about a third of the height. Granted, the winds are supposed to drop, but if they do get any higher, I think it's going to be quite fun. I'm going to go over to the top here and have a look and see what it's like. And this is, I would say this is probably the summit, either here or there. But we are very exposed up here. Okay, so the wind's really picking up now. I was even thinking of just risking it, putting it down here. There's a little ledge over there. I was about to check the wind and see what it's like on my app, but to be honest, I don't think it's worth it. I think we're going to drop down. Right, so we're kind of just out of the wind here. I found a spot. The wind's gusting out this way, and we're sheltered by this rock here. I'm in two minds to go here. There's a sharp rock just, oh, we can move the sharp rock. There we go. I was just looking at where I was going to be, but it's on a bit of a slope. It's flat, but it's lumpy. So I'm still wondering whether I should drop down to, no, I think if we go here, sit that way, I think we'll be fine. Right, we'll see what this wind's like. Let's just drop now. Ah. Well, at least the sun's out. This wind's not supposed to die down for at least 4 or 5 hours. And that's key time where yeah. Oh. So even though the sun's out there, it is bloody cold on this side. I'd love to camp here and look down. Woo. I'm going back. I think I've picked the right place. That is getting cold now, really cold. Oh, I don't know what to do. It just looks better here. You got rocks. I mean, it's getting windier up there, but there's so much cheap crap. Suppose that's what a footprint's for, eh? This has been the most indecisive camping place that I've had. I'm thinking I should go back down to the beck. Never say never. Right, the good thing is we can still make choices. So I'm going to stuff this in the bag I'm going to drop down, because although it looks flat and lovely, it might look nice on the camera, but it's so lumpy. Right, here we go, let's go. This is indecisive me, thinking, well, I've had so many uncomfortable nights. I just want a night that I can sleep and sort of relax in the fells. And the weather's not playing ball tonight. So let's get down back to that little brook, a little river, where we're totally out of the wind. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Right, we're back on level ground. We're going back where we came from, and we're going to drop down to that ledge that I was on about. So we're going to have a night by the river. So it's going to be noisy, but hopefully the nice sort of sound of the river just lets us drift off to sleep. I'm hoping it's as level as I thought it was. When you sort of start looking and put your tent down, sometimes it's not as ideal as you thought, hence up there. But we'll give this one a go and see what it's like. Right, so we're down and we've got all this to play with. And sorry sheep, I think I scared a few of these off. I think they want to sleep here as well. But I don't know, I think I'm gonna pitch my tent any old way. There we go. Right. Oh, that was a bit of a fight, that. Don't know why. Maybe feeling a bit tired, but right. I'm going to get everything in set up and I'll bring you back in a minute. So I'm just looking at the XC weather. I think that's best for the wind. And at the moment we've probably got the worst wind that we're going to have all night, and I'm shaded, but yeah, it's certainly picking up changes. It's all around. So temperature wise though, we're at 6 degrees at the moment. And I'm warm. I'm not in my sleeping bag at all, but I've got down pants on and a down jacket, just a t-shirt underneath, and I'm warm for now. I've using this Nemo roll mat, and then I've got my Neo Air, got my Thermarest as well. Probably be fine with Thermarest, but I just want to see how warm I can get when it's the coldest is going to be in the morning, so it's going to be like 2 degrees. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like when it's that cold. See whether this sleeping bag, this thing, will keep me warm without down pants and down jacket. But obviously I've got that as a backup. I've got an extra jacket as well, and gloves and a hat. So but hopefully we'll just sleep nice and easy just with the sleeping bag. Good morning. So cold night it was. What I didn't appreciate was I've camped on a bit of a slope, and I kept on moving down there all night. So semi-sleepless night, but I was hoping for a nice chill night. But I just kept on sliding down. But yeah, I think it was just because it was getting dark and I just didn't appreciate how much of a slope I was on. But anyway, we're all good. We're all good. So in the middle of the night, I did have a light shining in my tent, and I was kind of not freaked out, but wondering what the hell it was. I thought it was something I'd left on, maybe this, or anyway, turns out it was a couple of guys walking up the path, because the path's just only up there, and whether they had a searchlight on or what, I don't know, but it was a hell of a light they had, and they must have seen the guidelines, just the really reflective parts of the tent just sort of shining on. So they're probably just looking to see what I was doing down here. I kind of missed a trick here because the sunrise is just over that mountain, and as you can see just round the corner there, I think we would have had a nice sunrise even, but it was too cold and windy to think about that last night. So yeah, I think I'm going to get some breakfast, get a drink on, sit and chill for a minute, and hope the sun comes up a bit more. I think it'll be an hour or so before it rises above Skidder, so it will get lighter. It won't get any warmer because we're still going to be in the shade. Right. Oh, it's hot. Right, so just looking at the weather this morning, saying 2 degrees. I'm glad I'm out of the wind. There is a little bit of a breeze coming down the valley there, but I think if I was on the top there, it'd be bitterly cold. It's supposed to stay like this all day as well, so there's a bit of condensation on the tent this morning. So I know what to say about these tents getting condensation. So it's going to take a while to air out when I get home. So I think next week I'm going to make an effort to take the other tent out and test the difference between them. Now I know it's got a smaller footprint than the Sulo, and it's a bit lower down as well. But it'll be interesting because I think I've used this tent about 5, maybe 6 times now. So I'll take that tent out next week and give myself a good comparison. I think now the weather's changing, I'm going to have to start thinking about where I'm camping and what I'm doing. The summit camps, all well and good, but there's time constraints with them as well, and life gets in the way. I think it's all well and good for the guys that are making money out of it, but I'm just trying to do it for the pleasure. It's hard to get up there every time, and then when you're staying low, it's hard to get decent views. Obviously, being local to the Lake District, I can get up fells and also recce them when I'm driving around, when I'm working. And I've got a few ideas. This is one. It's a nice little area. It's a shame it's on the slope, but I'm glad I tried it because I could have camped that way, and it had been better. So you can see what degree we're on. 6 degree slope. Yeah, it's about 6 degrees. Which is all right, but the trouble is when you get these sort of sleeping bags that are all slippy denier, and the same with the ground sheet or whatever. Everything's made of the same material, so everything's slippy, which is what I had. I had the same problem with my ground sheet. I had it backwards, upside down, and the tent was slipping on itself, and so I figured out what the problem was. So I put it the right way up, and everything's fine. And I think, we've got a bit of a blue skies today. So although we're at the foot of Skidder, so we've got no sunset, sunrise, we've still got blue sky, which should mean it's going to be a nice day. Right, that's me all semi-packed away. Still got this Nemo switchback. I think I'm going to, on cold days, I'm definitely going to keep this with me. It's been a bit of a godsend. It's actually quite comfy. I did try just sleeping on that for about half an hour. You could feel the cold coming through compared to the Thermarest, but at a pinch, and I think you know, if it was midwinter and you had a burst or your things started going down overnight, this will get you through. It'll certainly work. I don't know whether it's worth more or less. You know, this is £55, I think, for a bit of sponge. You get the shiny silver stuff. Whether it's worth it compared to the other ones, I don't know. But I just thought, sod it. I want to get something that's good quality that'll hold. And it seems to work, you know. I'm sat on it now, and compared to the ground, it's cold, but it just isn't as comfy as the Thermarest. Right, okay, I'm going to get finished off and get this tent packed up, and might have a little walk up to the top there again and have a look at the views, when the weather's nice. Well, this is my first time up and out of the tent. I've just noticed that the ground's a bit whiter than normal, and have a look. There's a bit of frosting on the tent there, so you can guarantee that this has definitely been below zero. Oh, and it feels like it too. Right, okay. Not much of a view today. I would have liked to have been up higher, but it wasn't going to be worth it. So yes, right, cold. Let's get this tent packed away, and we'll get up and have a look at the views this morning. Last but not least, this thing. There's one good thing about having these mats on the outside is it holds your bag up. Right, leave no trace and all that stuff. Now when I look back at it, it does look like it is a bit of a slope, but yeah, nice little area. Shaded from all sides. And you know, I mean, it is quite steep getting down here, but once you're down here, nice little level spot. Right, I'm going to get that on my back and that thing there, and get up and have a look at some views. Right, just coming up to the top now. Look at this, the next day, and there's just no wind at all compared to the amount of wind that was around yesterday. I was struggling to stand up, and now we've got just a light breeze. But look at this. To wake up to that, I'm going to go over to a viewpoint where I was looking at pitching the tent to see what I would have got. I can't even remember where it is. Right, I think it was over here. It doesn't look as inviting today. I mean, yeah, it's still... Yeah, you could have pitched right on the end here. Looking down right on that. Some people going up Bullock Pike there, some early starters. I'm going to go off down this way, have a look at another potential camping place for next time. This is again, nice little spot here, really quiet. Be lovely for a little camping place. And the sheep seem to think so too. Sheep at the moment, like they're really white, really sort of picturesque sheep at the moment, just because they're the winter wool's starting to come through. If we can get up close to any. There they are. Don't know if you can see. When you see them in summertime, they can be a bit sort of browner and a bit more mucky, but at the moment it's like a really white, fluffy colour. Have a look at that. I don't know if the camera brings it out or not, but yeah, they are. There's one sheep deciding to stand up now. See if you can see how white that one is. Real sort of black face on it, and a really nice white coat. Right, so I'm going to go down this ridge now and meet up with the path. Just coming back down to the dodgy stile. Oh. Just hear the geese. Flying south for winter. You know, when winter comes, when there's that amount of geese flying. Look at the huge line on that. Well then, that's been semi-successful wild camp. I say that, well, it was a success. I camped in the wild, so. But I really wanted to get on the top there, but still a bit sort of dubious about what my tent can do. And yeah, the winds did die down, but you know, you can never tell. But anyway, that was me. Up a fell, sleeping in my tent again, enjoying life. This has been Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.